Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, and I'm delighted to have the top dude, the big cheese from Travel Nevada, Rafael. And good afternoon, young man.
Good afternoon, Graham. Nice to see you.
And you. Rafael, you have in the state, you have a massive megalithic destination in Las Vegas. But what happens in the rest of the state? How are you trying to spread that economic benefit to the rest of the citizens of Nevada?
You know, there's always been a saying growing up, right? If you give them fish, they'll eat for a day, but you teach them how to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're working with a lot of the rural destinations in central to northern Nevada to develop tourism products so they can be successful at it. And we'll fund it through grant programs, so they have to have a little skin in the game themselves, but allows us to kind of teach them and get them prepared to be successful. And that's, we've been doing it for 30 years, different grant programs. We're extending those grant programs now. But I think we feel really good about it. Plus, then we do a broader distribution as far as our branding and our advertising, so that they can get a lot more exposure for the state itself. But working with it in individual areas, knowing that the central part of of Nevada is totally different than the northern part. That Lake Tahoe is different than Reno, and working with each one of them individually.
Is it an easy process? Because often, when you're going into areas and there's a lot of mining gone on in Nevada in the past, the culture of tourism, the hospitality culture is sometimes difficult to get set in. How are you approaching those issues?
Well, sometimes a little slower than we'd like, but we're working with them. We're trying to get buy-in with the community. So we, this grant program that we have, we brought in consultants to work with 3 or 4 key players in the market that understand it, and then work with them to get buy-in from the community. At the end of the day, if they don't get buy-in from the community, we're not going to go much further, unfortunately, because we know it won't be successful, and then we'll look for other ideas. But we're trying to feed ideas as well. We're very fortunate. There's a lot of rural destinations in the United States that have been successful, so we learn from them. We spend time in different associations understanding that, and then we bring some ideas that will be adjusted for Nevada and adjusted for our area, and then see if that would fit in those markets.
It's a brilliant project to work on, I would think.
It is, and it feels good when you get to this point. I talked earlier about these adventure centers that we're doing, and that's a big dollar, but that's a federal, state, and local project. But we have these 3D programs that it involved developing a 10-year plan and then pulling elements out of this 10-year plan. So we're also trying to engage with them to get them to think way beyond just this next campaign.
Sure.
Because we want to not only bring travel and bring visitors there, but we also need to protect the environment. We need to make sure that the people are happy when visitors are there.
And talking of branding and talking of marketing, you have a new strap line, a new hashtag, get a little out there. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, they did a lot of research, and they looked at the different segments, and outdoor recreation is another element that we haven't really spoken about. But when you travel throughout the state itself, everyone's a little bit on the, I don't know if it'll translate well, but quirky, a little different. And we looked at that message saying, come and see how different we are in our state. There's assumptions that they'll make because they think, the state is an extension of Las Vegas going north, and it's not. So they put this program together. We tested it quite often. And it was get out and look at our open spaces. 85% of state of Nevada is federal and public lands. We have more public land than any other state in the United States. An example, Iowa only has like 2.5% land that is public. So we can do a lot of things here. We can have a lot of people see this beautiful, wonderful outdoor. So the whole line of getting a little out there was touch on how quirky we are, as well as go and enjoy our wide open spaces.
Well, I've just traveled it's so-called America's loneliest road on Highway 50. I found it anything but lonely. And in terms of get a little out there, it seemed very appropriate in terms of quirkiness, but people were extremely hospitable, but they were very inquisitive about me and my colleagues that were traveling around. And I think that's very refreshing.
I think you'll find that when you get outside the bigger cities, you're going to find a lot of people interested in what's going on and who's coming to visit them. I love flying in and out of the Reno airport because they're the nicest TSA agents you'll find. Everyone at the airport is so pleasant, like they're happy that you're there or you're going, through their airport. And I found when I'm here in Lake Tahoe and I've gone to others, I haven't been the entire state yet. I still have a lot to learn about our state, but I found that yes, they want to take care of their area and their environment, and they are a little, we'll question sometimes when there's too many people, but I found it a very refreshing and very friendly people in our state.
Good. Well, best of luck on this project. I'm sure you'll be successful. And thank you for your time.
Graham, thank you. And I hope to have you visit more of the states soon.
Good. Thank you.